Hey, everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Welcome to our show. Tonight is Tuesday, December 30th. We have a very special guest tonight. She is lovely, she's smart, she's talented, she's creative, and I can't wait to talk about all her stuff. Her name is Kristina Leach. She is a playwright and an actor, and she's joining us tonight. Leo, hit that promo.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Thank you, and Leo, for doing that. Leo makes these wonderful promos, even though he's been under the weather. We really appreciate you working so hard, Leo. Thank you, honey. Lori Towers has joined us. Lori is, she and John Pietero, her wonderful husband, are DJs. They are musicians. They are radio personalities in New York on WFMU. They have a show called Sheena's Jungle Room. If you go to WFMU.org, Sheena's Jungle Room. And it's Wednesday nights. It goes live, but you can go back and listen to it, as I often do, the next day or anytime you like. And they really are incredibly supportive of songwriters and just incredible local music and all kinds of great music. And so we really appreciate Lori and John. Danielle says, happy last Tuesday of 2025. Thanks, Dee. Maria, Leo, and What's the Story with Maria Crew. Thank you, Dee. Dee is a wonderful spiritual healer. She's a medium. She's a past life regressionist. She does all that cool stuff that most of us cannot do. So if you want to get in touch with Dee, you go to DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com. And she has wonderful sessions, all different things that you can check out. Go to her website. I highly recommend it. John Pietero, there he is. We are here. Thank God. Beneath the Underground. Thank you, honey. Leo usually does this stuff. He's got a lot going on there. And I'm trying not to bother Leo too much because I know he's got a lot on his plate. Beneath the Underground Radio. Thank you. And that is on WFMU. So please, folks, go and check them out. It is history, music history that you will appreciate. Leo, is that you checking in? I see a split screen. Oh. Oh my God. Who is this young man? This is Miles, Mr. Okay, so let me explain to you what just happened there. You're probably thinking, what on earth is going on there? So we have something called the Nothing But the Apron calendar. I do this every year. Although, Leo, I got to tell you, sad as it may be, this may be our last year.
It might be.
Yeah, it might be. People don't buy physical calendars anymore as much.
No, they have money. Maybe we need a digital. Oh, I guess we'll get in trouble for that.
I know. But if you are someone that does enjoy I do. I always have a calendar. And my family and a lot of our friends buy these. But if you are someone that would like a calendar, I have friends that volunteer to wear nothing but the apron. And we have so many amazing people, as Leo just showed you that little promo. Now, this young man, Michael G, is Mr. December of 2025. So Leary is enjoying a delicious espresso as young Italian.
Cup of espresso if you are a detailed visual person.
Yes, as you are, Leo. I looked at this for like the whole year and never realized that there's a little mirror image behind him.
Never realized he was having some hot cross buns with his espresso.
Right, there it is. So anyway, that's Michael G. We love him. He's a great customer of mine at Starbucks. And Miles is Mr. January 2026. So many amazing people are in this year's calendar. So please, if you would like a calendar, they're only $15. And I have them at work. I always have them at all my jobs, at Stonewall, at the Duplex. at Brandy's, and you can buy a physical copy. As I said, they're only 15.
Get
But
the
if you,
calendars now before they have to go to OnlyFans.
oh wow, oh, if you need me to mail them out to you, I can mail them out to you too. Not an issue. Now, speaking of the duplex, which I'm there on Wednesdays, tomorrow night is Wednesday. It's also New Year's Eve. I know. So I will be working New Year's Eve tomorrow night at the duplex with Zach Nolan, who's a wonderful singer and a sweet person. And they'll probably add another person for the back bar. I don't know who that is yet. But guess who the piano player is? Michael Isaacs.
Oh my goodness.
Could
Between
you
the two
die?
of you, oh my goodness.
Do you know Michael Isaacs and I started a piano bar together? Like we started the same month at the duplex. So we, it's he's very special to me. And
He's
we get
so
along.
sweet.
Oh
He
my
is
God, he's so sweet and he's so talented, and I really love him dearly. So we will be working tomorrow night. I wish you were in town, Leo. You could stop in.
I wish it was. How was your surprise on Saturday night?
Oh my God. So Saturday night, I'm working at Brandy's. I'm singing, mind you. I'm at the mic, and a gigantic pizza. The doorman walks in with a gigantic pizza, and he points and he goes like this while I'm singing. For me, I'm like, for me? I didn't order a pizza. And I go back there, and who was it from? Leo, who was in California, sent a pizza to me and my co-workers, and we ate it up, Leo. That was delicious.
Good. I included the salad because if it was,
I know you did, and I ate the salad when I got home. I love a good salad, and I love squares. That's my favorite kind of pizza, a square. So thank you, honey. That was so thoughtful of you.
I wanted to surprise you for Christmas, a little Christmas surprise in a different way that I hadn't before in the other years.
Yeah, well, that was really, really, really sweet. Thank you, honey.
And not that I don't for our other places, but I knew who was working with you at Brandy's, and I wanted to give a wink and a nudge and some love.
Okay, I love it. Well, they loved it. They loved it. And the doorman too. The doorman had a slice. Everybody had a slice. It was so good. So thank you, honey. That was such a wonderful, unexpected surprise. Speaking of surprises, Darcy Blakeslee has joined us.
Hope you're feeling good, Mama.
Oh my God, Darcy, do I miss you or do I miss you? Even though you've been back in California for years now, I still miss you terribly. Darcy used to work at the duplex, and she is an amazing singer and really funny actress and wonderful person, and a good friend. And she even ran the marathon here a couple of times. Yeah, the New York City Marathon. And I directed her show. Darcy had an amazing cabaret show, an amazing cabaret. Yeah, called Earth to Darcy. It was so good. And I had the privilege of directing that show. So it was just wonderful. And so Darcy is joining us tonight. As a matter of fact, Kristina Leach, who is our guest tonight, that's how I know Kristina, through Darcy. Darcy was in a play of Kristina's, and she raved about it. And that's how I met Darcy. And then during COVID, I started a women's writers group. I just wanted to have a Zoom. I wanted to be with other women writers. And so
that was one of your best saving. I remember you talking about that every week and it being a saving grace, one of your saving graces during COVID.
Wow. That really did save my life, because what happens is, as everybody knows, when you're an outgoing person, and then all of a sudden you're not in a social setting. I don't know how everybody else felt, but that's how I felt. It's a very weird, lonely place. And I needed to connect with other human beings. So I thought, who do I want to be around? I want to stay creative. I want to be around other creative women. Nothing against the guys, just sometimes you need your people. And so I thought of different people, and Darcy was one of the people that I was like, I want to be with Darcy for, that hour on Wednesdays. And she said, oh, I want to bring my friend Kristina. And that's how I met Kristina. So Jean Simpson done. Oh my God, there she is. Jean was in our group. It was a wonderful group. Yes, I really missed that group. We had Lynn Portis was in the group, Wendy Lane Bailey. It was just like a wonderful group of women that met every week, and we had assignments. I gave them prompts every week. I emailed prompts and I said, do whatever you want with this. People would come back with monologues. They would come back with songs, stories. It was just really cool. It was
You should put
wonderful.
it up live now. Now that we have a 5-year perspective on it, maybe you should put it up live. And
What do you
and
mean by put it up live? Like just
like go over the works that you guys came up with the most and go the COVID monologues
wow. That's not a bad idea.
or the COVID scenes.
That's not a bad idea. Lynn wrote a bunch of songs. Lynn and I wrote our song,
Perfect.
the Ghost Town song, Living in a Ghost Town. Living in a ghost town that used to be New York. And then we made the video. Remember, you made the video.
That's a haunting, beautiful song.
I took a bunch of pictures in New York.
That saxophone that that
Yeah.
Lynn arranged in it, that was so that I caught from you guys from the end, from the dun dun from that, but it was that feeling and that was great. Can you imagine though? If you did, maybe we should get Kristina in on this. If her brain's bubbling, song to scene to monologue to scene. Maybe we could.
Yeah, there's definitely a show there somewhere. It's something to think about, Leo. Thank you for reminding me. So Darcy, Jean says it was a wonderful group. Darcy, it was a fantastic group of phenomenal ladies. I agree. I really agree. And it was for me very, very comforting and a very strange time. Megan Nevins Brown says, I love when women straighten each other's crowns. You should keep doing that. Well, you are one of those wonderful people, Megan, through all these years that has been that. So thank you. Think of all the amazing songs you can create. Yeah, I know. Jean, it kept me sane, and I love connecting with all these ladies so much. I know, and we're all still friends. That's the beauty of it. It's like, when you go through something, whether you know each other or not, it doesn't matter. Like you come together over some kind of strange happening,
Like we've all been doing over 2025.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. I am trying not to give that any of my energy. And I've been successful in this way, in that I have not been watching the news. I stay informed. It comes up on my phone. If it's something that I need to know, it'll come up on my phone. But I used to be a news junkie. And I will, on the way home, often, like at 5 a.m, listen to MSNBC because that's my favorite. And I listen to podcasts. But even that, I've been trying to just take a little break from during the Christmas holiday.
I love the Three Stooges, but I can only laugh at the jokes so many times when you repeat them over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. And that's how I kind of feel with it. It's like a rerun of.
No, I mean, I don't even want to. Yeah, I mean, it's stupidity of the highest level, but the beauty of it is that people are coming together like I haven't seen in years. People are doing amazing things, like there's so much happening in New York that's so positive, and across the country, people are really, really looking out for each other and like never before. And I have nothing but respect for it. So just keep doing what you're doing. We have a lot of incredible candidates that are in the mix now for 2026. So just stay active. Don't give up. Always register to vote. Make sure your friends are registered to vote. Do not even think about not voting. Always get out there. And that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. End of story.
This seems to have been pretty, besides our town halls, that phone number seems to have been pretty powerful this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's see, absolutely. Let me see what Megan is saying. Think of the amazing, Jean, stay informed, but set boundaries. Yes, Megan, that's it. Midterms are coming. Make sure you vote. Absolutely. It's going to be here sooner than you think. What I did, which Leo, I always do postcards to swing states. There is a site, just go to postcardstoswingstates.com, And if you want to sign up for it, you can sign up to write 100, 200, whatever you like. They send you the postcards. You just have to pay for the stamps. And then they send you a list of people to send them to, just to remind people to get out and vote. So let me
A real
see.
quick shout out to our Ken's Perfect Jams. Great
Oh,
gifts.
please. I got
Oh
a
my
Ken's.
goodness.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I got one. Did you get a holiday jam?
I
I
did get
didn't.
a
I also
holiday
had a
jam.
big order because that were some of my gifts that I like to give.
I
I
love
love the
Ken's Perfect
whiskey
jams.
ginger one. I always give out with recipes for a pork or a chicken glaze with that
What a
one.
good idea. Yeah, so our friend Ken Patton makes these incredible. He started it during COVID, started this little jam company because he's a musical director and he was out of work, and it totally took off. So it's Ken's Perfect Jams with a K instead of a
Hmm.
C. And if you go to the website, you can't believe how many amazing jams they have, including a Maria jam. He did a
Hmm.
friend series and he asked me my favorite flavors, and then he created a jam like that.
Well,
And he
that's
has
one of my
so
jams.
many.
Maria jams. One of my jams.
Yeah, it's such a good jam. Sometimes he runs out, so then he has to make a new. But that's good. It's not like stuff doesn't stay on the shelf very long.
No, it
Um,
does not. At least not
yes,
in my
Gene.
house.
What's that?
At least not in my house.
No, me neither. I love, and it's so delicious. It's like amazing, and it's very, very, very reasonably priced. So if you need
Mhm.
it, he'll ship it straight to wherever you like. So I send it for gifts all the time. I'll order like 3 or 4 jams, and
Yep.
have it sent to someone if they're, and
Oh,
people love them, and then they order them. So, um, okay. So tonight we're gonna cover some stuff. We're gonna have our wonderful friend Kristina join us momentarily. And then we're going to do what we normally do, which is we look back at the year and some of the wonderful people that
what a
have.
list.
Oh boy, this year was a lot of good people. So okay, I was looking on Facebook and I saw that on Christina Leach's page that she had a show coming up that she had written, got great reviews, and it is coming up. In January. I think it's Grassmere. I'll have her. I'll see if I pronounced it correctly. And I want to have her not only just talk about this wonderful show that's being performed again, but all she's written so many things, and she's a teacher. She's very inspirational. She is in the theater. She is in the thick of the theater all the time, and her family is. She's just like she's that person. So, Leo, are we ready? Should we zoom in our guest tonight, Kristina Leach? What do you think?
I get applause too.
You got
How
applause. I didn't
exciting.
even know we had applause.
I didn't either.
Oh my God. A gong? Wow, Leo's working overtime over there.
I
So
enter rooms to a gong all the time.
I
That's how
love
I
it.
go everywhere.
Well, Kristina, thank you for taking the time to
Oh,
join us tonight. We're so
thank you
happy
for
you're here.
asking.
And I love your tree. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
yes. It's just one of many. I have lots of little trees all over the place.
So
We don't
you're
just get one. I have like six of them in
okay.
here.
So
Yeah.
you obviously love Christmas.
I like Christmas time. I like a
Yeah.
cozy place.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I love that. Now, you were telling me when we were talking before the show that you also wrote a Christmas show for some this
Yeah,
year.
there's a local little school here in LA called Citrus College. It's a community college, and I've written 8 separate Christmas shows for that little tiny theater. A very dear friend and mentor of mine was one of my teachers at Cal State Fullerton, and she ran the department over there at Citrus. Sherry Brown is her name, and she asked me many, many years ago if I would write a Christmas show. And that was the one that they did this year. It was called Candy Cane Corners and the Almost Unchristmas. And it was a little play about tolerance. But the fun part about it is that when I was very little, my mother used to take me to Citrus College to see the plays there when I was just a tiny. And they would do like nursery rhymes and fairy tales and things like that for the little kids to come and see. And I lived very near to that college, and my mom used to take me. And then when I graduated from college myself, Cal State Fullerton, my teacher said, would you write a play for us here? And so I've been going, it's been happening for many, many years. Just recently, that one was directed by Frank Ramirez, another friend from Cal State Fullerton. So it's just sort of a really fun full circle moment for me, because
I love that.
they bring in little kids from the schools.
Me for Cal State family. I'm a Cal State Hayward kid.
Oh, Hayward. I love Hayward.
Yeah,
Grassmere was performed up there.
Cal State Fullerton is one of the best known musical theater schools ever. Since I was before the 2000s into the Cal State system, and Fullerton has got an amazing reputation. So I'm jealous of you, girl.
Oh, well, I mean, I was lucky to be there. I was lucky to be there at the time that I was, and I got a lot of support from a lot of people and a lot of teachers. So I was really, really lucky.
But I love that you would go there as a kid, and then I love that story.
Yeah, it's really, really special to me too. So every year when they ask me, okay, what play do you want to do this year? I think, oh, good, I get another year out of it. I always worry that there's going to be a year where they say, no more plays from you, but they don't do that right now.
They
so
don't. And as you said, there's themes, like this year it was tolerance.
Well, that particular play is about a new family that moves into town that's never celebrated Christmas before.
Oh,
and
my God,
it's
I
a
love
Christmas
that.
town, and they don't know how to deal with them, but they're very sweet about it. It's a very sweet little story.
Oh,
But
I
I've done
love
lots
that.
of different ones. There's a mystery one called The Case of the Missing List, and I've done every sort of form of sort of like the storyline, but putting Christmas to it, But there's about 8 of them. I'd like to write 12 so I can have the 12 plays of Christmas, but
I love that.
I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it yet. It's too many plays.
I know. So, right, being a playwright is not something that everybody does. It's not like something that comes natural to most people. That's a certain skill. And is that something that you, even as a kid, were you always a story writer, or did you have an imagination that was different than the other kids, or how did that begin?
Well, I started acting when I was 10, and I tell people all the time that I don't know how to do anything else. But theater. That's the only thing I know how to do. My parents tried everything. They tried every sport, every other artistic discipline, and it just didn't work out for me. And then I auditioned for a play when I was 10 years old. And I remember, and it wasn't a theater, it was a classroom, and it wasn't a stage. It was just in front of the chalkboard. And I walked on and I auditioned, and it was the first time at 11 years old that I went, oh, I feel like I'm home.
I know this
And
very well. Yep.
I can remember it like it just happened. And so I started acting, and it was right around that same time when I realized I didn't want to just say the words that were on the page. I wanted to write the words that were on the page.
I love that.
And then I started eavesdropping. And I noticed that conversations sounded like music to me. And so, whereas I can't really read music, and I'm a song stylist, Maria, not a singer. I can fake it, but
you're telling the story in a song.
But I can hear it. I can hear it when I write dialogue. And so I started doing that very young. I mean, before I even really knew that that's what I was doing.
Wow.
And then I just started, I started writing. I wrote in high school. I wrote in college. And then when I got to Cal State Fullerton, they made me choose. They sat me down and were like, okay, because there weren't many, you couldn't have many disciplines in the theater department. You had to choose one. You had to focus. And I decided, I was like, okay, well, I want to be a playwright. And that's how, but I've been doing everything forever. I mean, I started directing when I was in community college. I started writing when I was young. I started acting when I was young. I honestly don't know how to do anything else.
Well, you're obviously, it's your purpose. Listen, I always joke around when I get up, because I'm a big ham, and I do that for a living. I'm a singer and I'm a comedian. So that's what, but I also write songs, and but for me, not being, I always joke and say, I hope I die with a mic in my hand. Not now, but I hope because that's what I love. So thank God that, you know, that we have the opportunity that we have to do that. And guess what? We don't have to be good at anything else because that's not our purpose. Our purpose is to create and our purpose is to entertain. Now,
Look at that picture you found.
please tell us about this. Leo, I was telling Kristina before the show, Leo is like a detective. He finds stuff that I don't know where he finds them. So what do we need to know about this?
Okay, so back in my college days, I had a lot of experience with the American College Theater Festival, which just made the news because the American College Theater Festival removed itself from the Kennedy Center. I don't know if you've heard about what's been going on.
Oh,
but
yes, we have.
yeah. So
And we applaud it.
so I was kind of in the mix for a minute. I went to the Kennedy Center for their American College Theater Festival national competition. I went as an actor, I went as a playwright, and this particular picture was taken because one of my one act plays was it won an award that you can win through the ACTF called the John Caldwell Short Play Award. And
Wow.
so the local newspaper, the Orange County Register, and this lovely interviewer by the name and theater reviewer by the name of Mike Bohm, who sadly passed away a few years ago, wrote the most lovely article about me. And just because I was going to the Kennedy Center again to do my play, and they sent a photographer. I had to go to a local park. They took this
Wow.
picture of me.
It's beautiful.
It was very exciting to be in the paper.
What an
I won't
honor.
lie.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I was
What
all
a
of,
great
I mean, I don't know, I was
story.
like 27 years old, so I felt very fancy.
That's a great story. Now, I wanted to take a minute because Taylor Lynn Rushton, it says the cast and crew of Grassmere are tuned in during our break in rehearsal.
Oh.
Thank you, Kristina.
Oh, that's so sweet. Hi.
That's your cast for your play.
Hi, that's so nice. I'm so
Oh
glad
my
they got to. I
God.
was going to give them the link after this was over to share it with them. I knew they had rehearsal tonight.
Yeah, and
So-
the great thing about this show is that we do save the link, and then you can watch it on YouTube. It's archived forever, and or on my page, and I'll share it to your page as well.
So nice.
How cool is that?
It's
Now,
cool.
can I ask you? Can you tell us a little something about the play?
Sure.
'Cause I don't know the play.
Sure. Well, you were right in the way you pronounced it. It is Grassmere. That is it's a place in the Lake District of England. So if you've ever heard of Windermere, or if you ever hear about the
Yes.
lakes, Grassmere is part of the lakes, and it's where the story takes place. When I was in college, I took a romantic poetry class, and I don't know how familiar you are with William Wordsworth or
Sure.
Lord Byron,
Of course.
and I noticed one day that the teacher was talking about William Wordsworth and how he lived in a secluded little cottage in the lakes with his sister Dorothy. And Dorothy also wrote, but all we know is that she lived with him till she died, and that's it. So I went up to the teacher afterwards. I said, I'm sorry, what? Like, what do we know about Dorothy? And he said, nothing except for the journals that she left behind. And so that started me on a little, I became an inspector, and I started reading, and there's a lot of speculation about what the relationship between Dorothy and William was. Some people, at least back when I was doing my research, they would say, oh, they maybe had more of a romantic with hearts and flowers, and their brother and sister. But I actually think, after all the reading that I did, I really truly believe that we don't really have a concept of the kind of relationship that they could have had, because we have lots of distractions and our families are crazy, and we don't have this like small tiny family unit like they had, and they just were very precious to each other. And Dorothy was sort of responsible for a lot of the imagery that William then put into his poetry that William became the father of romantic poetry. He's the guy.
Yeah.
And we barely know anything about her except she died very young. And one of my favorite little aspects of her life was she lived in the same tiny little house as William and his wife, Mary, and they raised children there. So they were in like this tiny little space. And she went a little crazy at the end of her life. Now we think it's because of like a lead poisoning, but she covered the walls of her room with the Lonely Hearts section of the paper
Wow.
that was there at the time in the lakes. And so she was just I just found her story to be sad but so compelling, and I wanted to know more about her. So Grassmere is about her, and
Wow.
I stole from her a little. Her journals are in the play. About 50% of each journal entry that's in the play is her, and then I kind of took over toward the middle of each journal entry.
Well,
So
to me, it sounds like you're calling it. You stole it. It's she got her work out there. You got her work out there,
I feel
and
like that.
you honored her by using her own words
Yeah.
that weren't used before. People didn't know of them, and you brought them to life so we could enjoy them. I mean, that's beautiful.
Our mutual friend Darcy, she
Yeah.
played a pivotal role in the play. There's 4 people in the play. It's William Wordsworth, Samuel Coleridge, who I don't know if you know the poem Kubla Khan, or if you've ever heard of an albatross around your neck. Have you ever heard
Oh
of that
yeah,
phrase?
yeah, sure.
That's from The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which is by Coleridge.
Wow. Okay.
And but Darcy played the part of Mary, who shows up and ends up being wooed by William. And so Dorothy
Wow.
basically starts to see her life slip away because this other woman has come into their world.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's basically what happens. It kind of, it's sort of, I take a lot of liberty with the way that their relationship happened, but
Well, that's what a writer can do,
right.
right? Leo has a question. Yes,
Yeah,
Leo.
I
Leo.
have a question. Back in the 90s, at the turn of the century,
Oh God.
I attended and participated in the Women's Playwright Conference in Galway, Ireland. And I met a playwright named Colleen Wagner. She wrote The Monument. And she mentioned in a discussion, I got to play this character on stage. We did like 10 readings in 5 days. It was so much fun. But she talked about how she was commissioned to write a certain play, but this character would not let her, like this character not from the play, just kept interrupting her and would not leave her alone until he wrote the story. How do you deal with it? Has that happened to you as a playwright? Character to you and like,
Yeah.
I'm working on this, and you're like, shut up, leave me alone. And no.
I'll say this. I also teach playwriting to adults and to teens. And I can say that this is a great note to give those writers. And the note is, you have to stay open to exactly that experience. You can't shut down the voices, as it were. You have to let them tell the story. Sometimes it's not what you want to write about. Sometimes it's not the character that you're centering on, but you just got to let them tell it, because they're not going to let go of you until you do it. So I always just try to let people just let it happen. I've certainly had characters that are saying stuff to me and I'm thinking to myself, that is not what you're supposed to say right here. But I go with it anyway, because something is trying to tell me that.
Wow, that's really mind-blowing. I mean, I never thought of that, but I guess when we all have different gifts, right, in this world. And those of us that are creative, which everyone that watches and listens to the show is creative, every single person that's out there. And we all have different things that we do, right? But it's almost like a channeling that's happening here.
It can be.
That's what I'm hearing, like you were obviously moved by the story.
Yeah.
You wanted to know about this girl. Well, how about her? No one had asked that before. And so she finally, this is the way I see it, she has this channel to come through now. It's like, oh my God, someone actually cares about, so she's going to come through it. Danielle, who's one of her people that listens here, she's a psychic and a medium, and I'm sure that this is right up her alley.
Ooh.
Yeah, love
Danielle.
that. Totally is a form. Yeah, Danielle said, love that. Yes, totally a form of channeling. So I do believe that, like, And
And
you know,
that's once they hear you, right? Once they're being heard, they're like, "Oh my God, they hear me! Hold on, I'm holding on, Kristina for life, Kristina."
right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just beautiful. I just think that's beautiful.
Oh,
So Christina, you teach. That's okay. We all have.
it's my dog.
And
He
your
has
dog
something
is
to say.
adorable, Charlie, right?
Charles, yes,
Yeah,
Charles. He's
because I,
being
I
very
I
rude
see
right
it
now.
all everybody's pets on Facebook.
Channeling.
Do you teach playwriting? Do you
I
teach
do,
it?
yeah.
Where do you teach that?
Well, I have taught mostly at South Coast Repertory, which is the regional theater in Orange County. I have taught adults, and I recently have I begged forever for them to give me a teen class, and they
Mm.
finally did it. And so I've taught that for a couple of years now. And it really just depends on if I have enough students who want to take the class. I don't always, but sometimes I do, and it's a lot of fun for me. I love teaching the teens because
Oh,
they
that's
I
great.
feel like I just have to say it. We're in some weird times, some dark times, and for me, that just means that a renaissance is coming. And I
Yes.
feel like the teen voices that I've had over the last couple of years have really shown me like they are ready to tell the stories, and it's really, really fantastic. So that's extremely exciting for me. But I've taught all over I mean, I've taught little sessions here and there for lots of different groups of people. So
And how long are your playwright teaching sessions? Like if you were to teach a teen class, would it be a few
it's
weeks?
2 hours. It's two
Oh,
hours, and it's 9 weeks. 9 weeks, 2
that's
hours.
really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
And
I
at
love
the
it.
end, they have a play that
Well, they don't have a play typically.
yeah.
What we have is scenes or monologues
Okay,
or selections,
wonderful.
and they usually do a sharing of that, like just like pieces
Great.
of something. And sometimes I have students who don't have pages; they just have an idea that they want to flesh
Mhm.
out, and that's enough too. I'm very easy in my class.
Yeah, but
I don't
no,
demand a ton. So
no, but you know what? I think that's because I've worked with kids since the '90s, since '92. I've been teaching, and I think that if kids feel safe and not judged, in their own time, they come up with what they come up with. And some kids, are like bum, 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 bum. They have more ideas
yes,
than they have time to come up. And other kids are just kind of somewhere. They're shy. Leo knows that's what he does too. But there's such beauty in
hmm
every piece that they share with us, right? Because it comes
completely
from,
agree.
yeah, it comes from the most pure place,
hmm
especially teenagers.
Yeah.
Christina, we used to do this camp, and we would do melodrama where the kids would sit for, we'd sit for about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and they figured out ideas. And then we'd put it together. And then with the last 15 minutes, we'd throw it on its feet. And then every day we would add on to it.
Oh, fun.
Every camp. And it was my favorite because I learned. They always wanted to do. Can we do a fight here? Can we do
Yeah.
this here? Can we
Yeah.
do that here? And I'm like, why not? Let's do
Yeah.
it. They were just the best partners to work off of.
Yeah. I
Because
always
Yeah.
say the answer to any question you have, should we do it like this? Should we do that? Should we do it the other way? Is let's try it and see.
yeah,
It's the
Right.
answer. Let's try it and see. It might
You
work.
Yep, absolutely. And in the early, well, the 92 to 95, I taught improv acting
Oh.
and with teenagers, and we used the Viola Spolin
hmm hmm
book. And
I know it well.
I know, and it's so wonderful. And just those back-to-back scenes, and kids would say, I'm not an actor. I can't. I say, I bet every kid in this class can do an impression of their parents.
Yes.
And it'd be like, oh, is that, yep. Or how
Yes.
about your teacher? I bet
Mhm.
every kid in this class could do an impression of their teacher. You could probably
Mhm.
do an impression of me. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's acting, you know? And
I
I
was
just
telling them,
loved
yes, you
it.
can. They're like, no, I can't. The last time you got in trouble, tell me, how did you get out of it?
Oh,
And
yes.
they go, oh, that was acting.
I do
Right.
that with playwriting too, where I say the last fight you got into, write it, but you win.
Oh, I love that. That's so
Um,
good.
my friend Erin just posted in the chat to tell you about performance theater ensemble. That's something I teach every summer, and
Okay, tell us
it's a
about
bunch of
that.
teens, and I get them for 3 weeks, and we write a play and perform it at the end of 3 weeks. So first week we break story, second week we work on it and start getting it on its feet, and the third week we're rehearsing it. And I've done that for about 150 years, it feels like. But last summer they did like a post-apocalyptic, the robots took over kind of, but we're living in a cabin in the woods kind of thing. Yeah, it was great.
What is it about teens? I was thinking about it today. There was the camp that I run. I've got 5-year-olds to 14-year-olds. Yeah, tell me about it. And every age group has what they like on TV, and some families like this, some families like that. But what is it about between the ages of 10 to 14, the mob, the murders, and
definitely, yes,
that age. And now they have this Vampira, they have these demon thing that I've not watched yet. I know I have to get ahead of that, but what is it about that age? And
I don't know, but I think it's super fun. I have a really good time.
I think you know what? I think that a child's imagination, it's before it's been hijacked by social media, and it's also before it's been hijacked by puberty. So you have that wonderful space where you're still like you're connecting to other humans in a very pure way, and then the body takes over and you're obsessed with other things, of course. But also, and we talk about this all the time, and I'm sure this is a whole show that we could go on for 2 more hours about how social media has changed, like spontaneous connection with kids, right?
Good job, Australia.
What's that?
Good job, Australia.
Yeah. Well, but even in New York, what they're doing now, Kristina, is, which I think is, I totally applaud it. The governor has made it so that you cannot use your cell phone anymore. Once you get to school, you can put it in a compartment, and it's safe all day. And kids were at first like freaking out.
Yeah.
Now she said there's a phenomenon happening, and the teachers are all on board with it, that she said the kids are actually talking to each other. They're laughing. They're socializing. There's a whole wave of what we used to do, And so it's been very successful. So I'm hoping that keeps going in New York.
Remember that Simpsons episode where Marge fought the TV and all the kids turned off their TV and they went out? It was they fought Itchy and Scratchy show, and they got it banned off TV, and they all went outside. They were like, and they were flying kites, and they were doing things and talking and playing.
I know, so funny, right? Okay, so we have to take a minute because we have to do the food section of our show, which we always have a food section here. And the name of this section is Go Ahead, Keep Eating. So we have to do that. We have to do that in the count of 3. We all do it together. The section of our show is called 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. Keep eating. So what did I make tonight? Tonight I was dying for Chinese food. So I said, well, you know what? I'll just make it. So what I did was I have some jasmine rice here. Ooh. And I sauteed some red and green peppers, some scallions. What else did I put? Oh, and peas. I love peas. And I used ginger, sesame oil, a little bit of orange juice, a little bit of cornstarch, and some garlic. And I just created this kind of like Asian, and soy sauce, Asian dish. And then these are shrimp that I butterflied and fried in panko crumbs. So a little flour, a little egg, a little panko. So that's
that was chicken. Ooh, nice.
No, they're butterfly shrimp.
So,
yeah, I know. I was dying for Chinese food. So and then for a salad tonight, I love salad. I made a romaine lettuce with purple onions, Persian cucumbers, chopped up mozzarella cheese, and then from Trader Joe's I love Trader Joe's anyway. They have the most delicious cherry tomatoes. So these are cherry tomatoes from Trader Joe's, and I'm going to use a honey ginger vinaigrette from the New England Olive Oil Company, and a cilantro toasted onion olive oil from the same New England olive oil company, which I love. And I always get that for Christmas. My sister always gives me that. Now, I'm a little upset about dessert because I really, really wanted to go out and get flan. And I live in a great neighborhood, Dominican neighborhood that has the best flan, but I just couldn't make it. So instead, of course, I always have Oreos. That's what we're having tonight, kids. You can't go wrong with Oreos.
Try the dark chocolate Oreos.
No, I like better. I like the white chocolate Oreos.
Oh, well, yeah.
Dunkin', those are my favorite.
Those are my. But if they're regular ones, that has the dark chocolate filling in
The
it.
dip. How about the dipped one?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
I
I'm
like
talking about.
Christmas time, I get both of them. Well, I
Oh my
shouldn't. I
God.
do.
I love
Yeah.
Oreos. I love them.
Any Oreo. Well, not the birthday
Now
cake.
they have cinnamon ones too.
Those are really good.
Yes.
Oh, really? You like
Selena
those?
Gomez.
They're really good.
They're called Selena Gomez Oreos.
And they're like limited editions. You can't find them
Yes.
anywhere. They're so
I-
good.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm a sucker for all that stuff.
Mhm.
All right. So I asked Kristina to stay on with us every year. Our last show we like to do where we kind of like we honor some of the people that sadly passed away this year. We had so many people that I just wrote down a few. So I'm gonna read them. But if either one of you or any of our listeners want to pop on and say something about any of these people, please feel free.
I'm
And
going
same
to
thing.
cross off the one so we don't repeat from my list.
Okay, so would you want to go first?
No,
Leo?
you go first.
All right, so I have to, as a good Catholic, Pope Francis. So I was a huge fan of Pope Francis because
Big time.
and I'm not. Look, I went to Catholic school. I grew up Catholic, but there was a lot of things that over the years just really, I shut down because I didn't agree with it. But I loved him. I thought he came from the very best place that you could come from and still do what was expected of you. So but I do love the new Pope. I love Pope Leo. So I know. So I think he's great. Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, Ozzy's been. I feel like he's been around for 300 years. He's one of those like been reincarnated 1,000 times.
That bat blood, man, keeps you alive.
Sad, sad, sad. Diane Keaton. I feel like it's not the same world, right? Right, Kristina? Did you love her?
Loved her. Loved
Yeah.
her. Yes, absolutely.
Loved her. And the first thing I ever saw her in was Annie Hall when I was a teenager. So she was the best. Of course, Rob was sad and horrible, and it doesn't get more creative than Rob Reiner, right? And his wife Michelle, wonderful, wonderful people. David Lynch.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Right. I forgot about that. I was looking through a list. David Lynch. He was, I think, in his 80s. So many amazing. Barton Fink. Was that one of his movies? Barton Fink. Do you remember that movie?
No, that was with the Coen brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of but he was just an amazing director. Dark, great
Yeah,
stuff.
he did Mulholland Drive and
Blue Velvet.
Yes.
Blue Velvet.
Yes.
Yeah. And Twin Peaks.
Right. Thank you. I love all that stuff. Marianne Faithfull, great singer, songwriter, also dated Mick Jagger for a while, I think. Gene Hackman, he was in his 90s, but what a wonderful, amazing actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my all-time favorite singers, Roberta Flack. And I got to tell a quick story about this. So you were talking about being a kid and auditioning for theater, or I auditioned for a theater at Tufts College for a summer theater. It was children's summer theater. I didn't know anything about it. My dad just said, you should go to this. I think you're going to really like it, because I was kind of a very, jumping out of my skin kid. So went and auditioned, and I didn't know what sheet music was. I didn't know what an audition song. And they said, well, do you know any songs? And Killing Me Softly was the big song that year when I was 10. So I just sang it a cappella, and I did end up in the theater company for 5 years, which was great.
Voice for that song.
Yeah, but Roberta Flack has always been my So I never forgot that Roberta Flack was, and I always loved her. I loved her voice. Um, this one was sad and unexpected. Michelle Trachtenberg, she was Harriet the
Yeah.
Spy. That was one of those kind of crazy stories, right? So we talked about before the show William Finn, right?
Mhm.
This year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Leo, you brought up Ruth Buzzy. Talk about Ruth Buzzy.
Well, I mean, what show did that? Who our age didn't grow up with Ruth Buzzy
Laughing.
in Laugh-In, in Sesame Street, in the Electric Company,
Mhm.
in early episodes of I think Bewitched and like she pops in there with different episodes, and she's just that face, that laugh, that with the piano.
I know. And I got to tell you a quick, great story about Ruth Buzzy. So in the 90s, like from 91 to 98, I was in this off Broadway show called Tony and Tina's Wedding. And it's all improv, it's a complete improv play. You have your character and you know your timeline.
I know
But
Tony and Tina's.
okay,
It's a
so
great
you know,
show.
so I was in that show for eight, whatever it was, 7 years. Anyway, we're coming from the church where the Tony and Tina get married. I was one of the bridesmaids at the time. And we're coming through the village. And who do I see on the street but Ruth Buzzy? So in my character, I scoop her up and I say, we're at a wedding. You want to come to the wedding? Come on, come to the wedding. She was like, a wedding? I said, come on, come to a wedding. And I literally kind of hooked her into my arm and she just went with it. And she followed us up to the wedding. She stayed the whole time. And I think it kind of dawned on her at one point. She was like, oh, this is that show. But she rolled with it. And she stayed for the whole show. And we just like let her be part of the show. And she was so delightful and funny and innocent because she really didn't know what she was getting into, but she also was like so open and like kind of nutty that she just followed us in. So I never forgot that. This was in the village in the 90s, Ruth. We just
Oh my
picked up
goodness.
Ruth Buzzy and there she was.
I love that.
So Leo, why don't you go through? Go ahead.
Okay, so Terrence Stamp, who was in
Mm.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, also was in the original Superman 2 as the evil villain. Great performer. Tristan Rogers and Anthony Geary, both from General Hospital.
Wow, right. Anthony
Yeah.
Geary just passed away like a
Luke.
couple days ago.
The same day as Mr. Reinhardt.
Wow.
Sly Stone and
Yep,
Brian
I have.
Wilson, the musical note.
Yep, I have those. Very good.
Giorgio Armani.
Giorgio Armani. Yep.
Polly Holiday.
Mm.
Pat Crowley, please, please don't eat the daisies. Jane Goodall. What a
Oh
wonderful
my
woman.
God, what a legend, right?
What a wonderful woman. D'Angelo, who I actually got to meet with his shirt off. Oh my God. That was, if you remember that. Let's send up Chuck Mangione.
Oh, Chuck Mangione, that's right. I had all his albums. Oh my God.
Lockhart.
Lockhart, right.
Lockhart, Diane Ladd, Loretta Swit, Sally Kirkland.
Yep, Loretta Swift.
Laurie Anderson, Connie Francis,
Oh, I know.
Alan Bergman. Oh my God,
Mhm.
Alan Bergman. Where would we be without Alan Bergman?
Listen, let me tell you, the Bergmans are probably my favorite lyricists of all time.
Mm.
I mean, oh my goodness.
It doesn't get better than the Bergmans.
Jimmy Cliff. Because the harder they come, baby, the harder they fall. Let me tell
Right.
you. Oh, I love that song. I used to cover that song with my college band.
Yep.
Yep. And then I mentioned Tom Stoppard, who wrote Arcadia, and every beginning actor should know Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. If you don't, go back to college and learn it.
Wow. I also have, those are all amazing. George Foreman. I mean, when I was in grammar school, George Foreman was still a fighter. And I just remember how like electrifying he was. And then, then he became the George Foreman that we all, personality. One of my favorite actors of all time. And I'm so sad that he's gone because he was a young guy, Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved him so much. I had like a little bit of a crush on him. I
he
loved
was-
Val Kilmer. Did you ever see him in The Doors? The movie
Oh,
The Doors? Oh my
how many
God.
times?
Oh my God, he was so good.
And in
So-
Tombstone. Oh my God, he was
Right.
amazing in Tombstone.
Yep, absolutely. George Wendt, who was Norm on Cheers.
Norm.
Norm, just like a great
What was
sweet.
it? What's shaking, Norm? A couple of all four cheeks and a couple of chins.
I know, Norm. You couldn't things. You don't forget that stuff. And then, sadly, Malcolm Jamal Warner. I think he was the son on Cosby, right? The Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played
He
Theo.
was only 54.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think we covered a lot of them now, but so it was one of those years, like just a lot of good people and a lot of good
And
memories.
rest in peace, all those people that suffered from war or any of that had to deal with that kind of violence and passed on, and any sort from any country, anywhere.
Mhm.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, absolutely. So we like to, our last show of the year, we usually like to mention people. If you folks, we have a few minutes left. If you think of anybody we didn't mention and you want to just throw that in,
My love life.
Megan says, "Oh my God, I met her when I was 16. I think she met Ruth Buzzy, right? Ruth Buzzy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'll never forget that. She was just so funny." But anyway, so Kristina, what I like to do at the end of the show is I always ask my guests, and especially since this is the last show of 2025. Well, first of all, I want to ask you as a creative. Well, first of all, your son is an actor, and I
is.
follow you guys on Facebook. So I talk a little bit about that, and you said wasn't something that you
Right.
forced him into. You just enjoyed it.
Right. I always joke that we did not force my son into the family business. He came willingly. Uh, and he did. He started taking acting classes during the pandemic because it was online and it was easy to do. And then he just continued. And so I'm very, very lucky. He goes to classes where I teach. So we pass each other in the hallway and hey, how's it going? How's it going? I don't actually teach him. He's more advanced than my classes. So he does not get me as a teacher, but he's in advanced musical theater. In fact, his professor of that is watching this tonight. So I'm giving her a shout out.
I love that.
And he is in sort of an acting group called the Junior Players, which is kind of the cream of the crop of his age group. And he also does musicals, and he just finished A Christmas Carol at South Coast Repertory. He does the professional production. This was his 4th year, and he played Peter Cratchit this year.
Oh wow!
But it's like I always just say, I've been in theater my whole life, and like I said, I didn't force him to do it. But it's truly a dream I didn't know I had when I had this kid, because it is so much fun to watch him. And I have to just say this, my absolute favorite thing that happens to me when I watch him on stage, and it happens every single time, I forget he's mine for like a second. And I go, hey, that kid's really good. And I go, oh, that's mine.
My kid.
So it's my absolute favorite thing to do is to watch him and just forget that he's even my son. I know that sounds crazy, but
that's
was he on your hip when you were directing and writing and doing stuff?
I mean, I did a lot of things. I mean, I did things. I did put my creative stuff to sleep for a little bit when he was a baby, because there was, you can't get into a show, you can't rehearse, you can't. But I was still writing, and he certainly heard me talking about it, but he really was a choice that he sort of made and decided to do. And it's been just a delight to watch him grow as an actor and as a singer. He's got a beautiful like baritone. He sounds like a grown man. It's very bizarre. He's 14. I can't deal with it.
That's beautiful, honey.
Yeah,
It's
I love him.
great.
Love that
Um,
kid. And my husband's okay too.
Yeah, I mean, he seems really okay. He seems really okay. I'm just,
Well, he is. I mean, he's also a screenwriter. So like, we're just a bunch of hippies in this house.
I love that. That is phenomenal. That is what a cool thing. And that everybody respects what the other does. It's great.
The only one who doesn't respect it is Charles, who likes to bark during
Oh
podcasts.
my
But that's
gosh.
fine. I'm going to let him have it.
That's all right.
Oh, and I did want to say this production of Grassmere is going on at the Voodoo Theater Company in Salt Lake City. So I should probably give them a little brief shout out. It's not near me. I'm hoping if any of your listeners are in
That's
Salt Lake City,
cool.
they will go and see it.
And what the dates, please?
It looks like opens January 30th and it runs through February 8th. So it's just a short run, but I'm sure it will be delightful.
A run's a run.
Yep, that's right.
That is fantastic. Okay, honey, would you do us a favor and
Yes.
leave us with some words of encouragement if someone is struggling with maybe writer's block, or maybe they're just feeling down and they don't feel like doing a damn thing, but they are a creative being? What are some words of encouragement that you would give?
Okay, so there's two things that I'll say to that. The first thing is, if you're not feeling creative, it's that thing that you hate to hear, which is you have to write for at least 10 minutes a day. You just got to do it. Like, get out your notebook. It looks like, look, I've got one right here. I have one right here. And I just write with a pen and a book. And I just, if I can, 10 minutes, set a timer. That's it. The other thing I want to say is about writer's block. A lot of people will tell you, oh, it doesn't exist. You just got to write through it. You got to do whatever you need to do. What I tell people to do if they really, truly are stuck is I tell them to bake something, and not just break and bake cookies that you get from a tube, but something that you have to measure and actually like pay attention to. There's something that happens, I find, in the brain, and people have said that it's true. If you work on something else that makes sense and you can do it and complete it, sometimes that can unlock something.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
So just a small little thing. If you can't seem to get through a scene, go bake some cookies, go bake some muffins, go do it. Get away from it for a minute.
Yep.
Come back.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I always say, if I can't think of, I go do the dishes. Yeah.
Sure.
Or laundry or something. I love that. Well, honey, I can't thank you enough for making the time for us. And what a delight to be in the same space as you, and good luck with your play and everything else you do. And please feel free to post anything on my wall that you're doing, and I will share it to our show wall and all that. And folks, if you're out in the LA area where Kristina is, and you want to take a playwriting class, or you want to get your kids involved with Kristina's teaching, please reach out. Where can they find you, Kristina?
Well, I'm on all the socials, so that's kind of not interesting, I guess.
No, it's
fancy,
that's how you find
but
people.
I'm around, so you can find me on there: Facebook, Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we thank you so much, honey. Have a wonderful New Year's Eve.
Thank you so much for having me, and you too, Leo. Thank you so much for finding that great picture of me.
Leo is the greatest.
You're the best.
All right. Well, please come back, folks, every Tuesday from 9 to 10. Or 6 to 7 Pacific, where Leo and Kristina are from. And just remember, we love and appreciate you, and we're so glad that you're here with us, and keep creating the great stuff you're creating. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Maria.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Say goodbye, 25.